Few people must be convinced of the need for character training. 50 years ago, most schools wondered how they would deal with students chewing gum or talking in class. Today, parents and teachers worry if someone's going to pull a gun at their school, or which teenager will discover she's pregnant, or how some students will graduate when they can't even read their own diploma. Now, almost everyone would agree that character training begins at home. But what if parents fail to teach their children these basic principles of right and wrong? What if parents themselves never learned those things? And what about the onslaught of negative peer pressure that students face each and every day? This is why more and more schools are taking a fresh look at how to build character in the classroom. In fact, many communities now emphasize character throughout every part of their society: in education, government, law enforcement, the workplace, local media, the faith community, and of course, in families. Today we want to begin. We want to begin by exploring how a person can develop good character and what steps parents and teachers can take to help their students make wise decisions. First, why is building character important? Here is Tom Hill, founder of the Character Training Institute.
In the early 90s, we realized that many of the problems we faced in our company were really character problems, whether it was lack of safety, low productivity, poor morale, disputes among employees. You could trace any of these outward actions to a lack of character on the inside. So we started focusing on character in our company, which was new for us because we had always focused so much on achievement.
Mr. Hill's company saw amazing results as they learned and followed principles of character. Soon, other companies implemented the character training program, which caught the attention of local school and police officials. In 1996, the Character Training Institute was established in Oklahoma City to promote good character throughout the United States and the world, using character-first training and resources.
The reason building character is so important is because character is how a person makes decisions in life. Those decisions then dictate a person's attitudes, words, and actions. That is why almost every problem and every success is rooted in character. That's why we chose the name Character First.
Consider this tree with its sprawling branches and deep roots. Do some of these visible challenges look familiar to you? How about disruptions in the classroom or poor concentration? Do your children experience fighting, accidents, or do they abuse alcohol or drugs? Many times we try to address these problems by themselves, but a closer look reveals that they are actually symptoms of a deeper need, the need for character. Disruptions and poor concentration, for example, can usually be traced to a lack of attentiveness. Fighting in school often occurs when students fail to show forgiveness or deference. What about cheating, offensive language, tardiness, or rebellion? Each of these visible challenges can be traced to a lack of character.
Character development is so important because we see more and more of our young people not coming with the basic traits that they should have. If students have not developed the proper character traits, that you're going to have problems in the classroom. And if you're dealing with behavior problems or discipline problems, the kids can't learn. So I think this program is a great asset in teaching them character, and teaching them what respect is and how to deal with one another and to obey the instructions of the teachers.
It's easy to see how building character is an essential part of every child's education. But what exactly do we mean by good character? Let me suggest that we define character as the stable and distinctive qualities built into an individual's life which determine his or her responses regardless of circumstances. From this we learn that character is the inward motivation to do what is right according to the highest standards of behavior in every situation. Unfortunately, many students base their decisions on outward motivation. For example, most students will work on their assignments and refrain from talking to each other while the teacher's in the room. But what happens when the teacher leaves? This demonstrates that character is tested by a person's response to the pressure of difficult situations. Some have said that character is what we do when we think that no one will ever know.
Really what we have all through the day and all through life are pop quizzes of our character, little tests that come along, and how I respond is revealed by that test. Do I exercise self-control, or do I indulge myself? Do I tell the truth, or do I tell a lie? Do I stay diligent at work, or do I get lazy and lax?
We're tested constantly, every day. We're tested on our character. I tell my children it's like dropping a tea bag in cold water. Not much happens. But if you put it in hot water, then what we're really made of is what comes out. It's that character that we're looking for, and we're hoping that that's what will come out when the pressure's on the children.
We've learned how character is the inward motivation to do what's right, and that it's tested by our response to difficult situations. But something else about character is that it transcends our many differences. Just like the laws of nature, these character principles apply to people and cultures from all walks of life. Finally, character springs from a person's heart. It is different than learning a set of skills or knowledge. Skills once learned are generally remembered. Once a person learns to read or add numbers or ride a bicycle, these skills are hard to forget. Character, by contrast, is developed every day by the decisions that we make.
One of the most challenging things about building character is that it is a constant process. Just because I was truthful last week doesn't guarantee that I will be truthful this week. Even though I was responsible with my work yesterday, doesn't guarantee that I will be responsible tomorrow. Every day is full of new choices, and with those choices, I shape my character.
We've talked about why building character is important and what we actually mean by good character. Now this brings us to our next question. How is character developed? Since its inception, the Character Training Institute has followed a three-step approach for character building. The first step is to emphasize good character. This involves teaching what each word means, illustrating how it can be applied to life, and using those words so that students can understand and appreciate their meaning. This is the primary use of the Character First curriculum. Each teacher's guide offers a variety of lessons that teachers can use to explain each quality to their students. As teachers emphasize character with their students, the second step is to require good character. This means reminding students of the lessons they have learned and holding them accountable to the standards that you have set. Most importantly, teachers themselves must model good character, for young people learn far more from examples than they ever do from words. One feature of the Character First curriculum is the provision of 5 key concepts for each quality. In the elementary program, they all start with I will. These key concepts provide clear behavioral objectives for the Character First lessons, and they give students precise ways to demonstrate each quality. For example, attentiveness means to look at people when they speak, learn to listen, ask questions when unsure, align your spine by sitting up straight, and avoid distractions. Diligence means to finish my projects, do a job right, follow instructions, concentrate on my work, and not be lazy. The greatest benefit of these clear, uniform standards is the ability to correct students based on character.
Knowing and understanding the key concepts is very helpful when I have to correct the students, because having already gone over the concepts, the students can connect with what's expected of them.
When students were referred to me because of misbehavior, it's nice to speak to them in terms that they can understand. We can talk about the character qualities. We can talk about the key concepts that were violated. And now they see not only what was wrong, but why it was wrong.
So the first step is to emphasize character so that everyone understands what's expected. The second step is to require character of ourselves and then of the students as we correct problems from a character perspective. The third and perhaps most important step is to recognize character by praising good behavior at every opportunity. There's no question that young people desire approval from others. So why not use this motivation to encourage students in the right direction?
I've seen that praise motivates children. And in the slightest little way, I can say to the children, I really like the way you're sitting up straight and tall. And they'll sit up even straighter and taller. It really does make a difference to be able to use a character quality to praise them rather than just flatter them.
It's easy to get into the lull of always correcting and always disciplining, and teachers can find themselves in that process, that trap of just, let's fix the wrong. And here with character development, here's the opportunity to notice children doing things right, catch them doing things right, tie it to the character that produced that, and praise them for it. Affirm them for the character that's inside of them and how that's going to help those children be successful.
Well, I think it's important to praise children for good things that they do, because everyone wants to be accepted. Everyone wants a pat on the back. And when they receive that pat on the back, they want to do more to get that.
If someone only gets one thing out of Character First, I would say, I hope that they learn how to praise children for their character, because it makes all the difference in the world.
So we've come to see that character is important. It's important because it's who we are. It's how we make decisions in life. We've come to see that the way we develop character is different from other skills. It's a gradual and a constant process. This brings us back to the three main steps for building character: emphasize, require, and recognize. Finally, what benefits can we expect from building good character?
Building character is a good thing for everyone. For one thing, it helps students relate to each other with decency and civility. Character also promotes a peaceful learning environment. Schools are safer when students show good character, but ultimately, it benefits family relationships, which makes a stronger community. Why do we put character first? Because we see that through building character, we can help our students reach their full potential.
Let's take time to practice what we've learned so far. I'd like you to make a list of 2 or 3 challenges that you face in your classroom. It might already be listed on the tree that we studied earlier. After evaluating your challenges, review the list of character qualities in the back of your workbook or on the Character First Pocket Guide. Can you find 1 or 2 character qualities that would address each challenge that you've listed? Feel free to work in teams of 2 or 3 and be prepared to share your findings with the rest of the group. Tell us about the challenge, the character qualities you found, and the definition of those qualities so we understand what they mean.